Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone-Faced Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're here to watch more Symphogear. We're having a lot of fun here, and so are you, and you've left us a whole bunch of comments. Let's go ahead and see what everyone has to say. Bestial Moon says, Huzzah! More people learning of Symphogear. Looks like others have said, the first season is extremely good for the budget they had, but with the album and bad DVD sales going so well, uh, no, Blu-ray and DVD sales going so well, they were able to
Is
bring.
that Blu-ray? Is that the
Is it
abbreviation for Blu-ray? What is
BD
BD?
slash DVD?
Well,
Yeah,
I know we all know what DVD stands for. Is
Blu-ray disc. I don't know. But they are going so well, able to bring better and better animation and fights every season. The show ran for 5 seasons from 2012 to 2019, had 4 live concerts with the VA singing on stage, so many albums, and even a fun mobile game.
CD? Maybe it's they meant to type CD.
Maybe. The genre of music, I would say, is like a mix of J-pop and J-rock. The music definitely got heavier the further you go, but it never loses that triumphant flair. This was a great reaction. I'll be watching your other 3 episode reactions immediately. Hey, thanks, man. I'm glad you're having fun, and so are we.
So
Yeah,
maybe
J-rock is definitely what I would call this.
clear up what you meant by BD. Tell us what BD means. Is it Blu-ray or is it CD?
If you know down in the comments, go ahead and post more comments about what BD might be.
Well, I just assumed Blu-ray would be BR, right?
I don't know. I've never seen Blu-ray abbreviated.
Neither have I, but I just assume it means CD because it's music, right? I
Maybe.
assume they would have CDs.
Yeah, but 5 seasons for this show. Yeah, we got a whole lot of Symphogear ahead of us, don't we?
Oh yeah, I mean, did you not know?
I did not know.
Symphogear, Symphogear G, Symphogear GX, Symphogear AXZ, and then Symphogear XV.
But but wait a second. At the beginning of this season, we already got the reveal that our main character is going to die and be in a grave. Where do we go from there?
Well, I mean, we still
I
have a
guess we
blue
just
girl.
yeah. I guess we go on to a new crew of people. That would make sense, right?
I mean, I got no idea. I mean, there's still a lot we don't know what's going on in the show yet, so, and
Mhm.
we're already near the end of the first season. But
It's gonna be a massive fake out, that's what.
these are all like 12 to 13 episode seasons as well.
Mhm.
And I think we also got a bunch of additional content. Like first season doesn't have additional content, but season 2 I think has extras. I'm stalling for time as this thing loads. Yeah, I literally have a file here called extras.
There you go. And obviously we got to play the mobile game now, which is totally going to be available for.
I don't know. We didn't play the IBO mobile game, so
True, true. Up next is Rand's Happy Gaming Family. Here's your timeline, as concisely as I can make it. Oh, thank God, thank you. Tsubas's backstory from the previous episode was 5 years before the present. The flashback where Kanade dies and Hibiki gets stabbed with a shard of the Symphogear is 2 years before the present. The flash forward with Hibiki being dead in unspecified other than being the same year as the present. The budget for the first season was so low, they had to release tidbits of information and world building in text form, completely apart from the show as the episodes were airing, so I might say some things that you haven't seen, but also aren't spoilers.
I would also point out I thought that the flash forward of Hibiki being dead is not in the present.
Yeah, that's a year in the future.
Well, the what they
Within
just
the
said.
year. Yeah.
Well, they just said it was other than the same year as the present. Wait,
Mhm.
am I just misunderstanding?
Yeah,
Am I
I think
supposed to?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get it now. They're saying it's in the future, anytime other than now, which is the definition of the future. So, got it.
I understand it's difficult for three-dimensional beings to understand time sometimes.
Look, sometimes I have a problem with suspension of disbelief, as I've been told.
In the first episode, Miku read a bit of news saying that the military helped guide the civilians to safety, not that they defeated the noise. As a note on that, you might have noticed that the noise also get carbonized whenever they kill someone, but another condition is for the noise to just run out of targets in the area. At that point, they just leave. So a common solution by countries that don't have Symphogears is to just bunker everyone up. Japan pretends to do the same.
So like One
Okay,
Punch Man.
yeah.
They,
Everyone go ahead and evacuate. They'll get bored and leave.
but I didn't
Okay.
realize that the noise also carbonized themselves.
I guess it must have been happening, and it just kind of didn't trigger in my brain as like important is all. The subtitles from the show was designed to tie with the next season. Despite them not knowing it would happen, there's a surprising amount of foreshadowing for other seasons that might not have happened if not for Subasa's VA, who pushed everyone into making more. Hey, there we go.
So the most invested character in the show is the most invested character out of the show.
Yeah. Ah, yes, the horrible English episode. At least they don't do it very often. English pronunciation is one of the many things that improve across the season. No, no, keep it terrible,
Yeah,
please.
I mean, I prefer that.
It is, it is absolutely terrible. It is awful. I agree. The fact they get better, good for them. But also, it's hilarious to watch it be terrible. The way the noise works simultaneously contribute in two ways to Symphogear information not actually getting on the internet. First is that they're considered a natural disaster, and they are therefore a known entity. Everyone knows what noise are, so even the greediest people won't really just stand by streaming it because they wouldn't get anything new out of it. They'd just die for nothing. I don't know, people still film tsunamis.
I
But
mean, it's reminded of what was that big popular Korean zombie thing that was on
Train to
Netflix?
Busan.
No, on Netflix. That's a movie. I'm talking about a TV show.
Train to Busan, I think.
What did I just say,
It's
Griff? I said
Korean, it's zombies, it's on a train.
I never said anything about a train. I also said TV show, and you keep saying a movie title.
Well, you just said you thought it was supposed to be a movie, so I doubled
No, I
down.
said
Anyway,
you said
no,
Train to
don't know what the
Busan.
TV show is.
God, it was a big thing. God. Anyway, there's a character in it who literally goes into the evacuated zombie area just to stream himself in the zombie area.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's not a terrible TV thesis, at least. You could get some value out of it, and also plenty of shaking
Well,
hands.
it's not. That's
Yeah,
that's
I
not
know.
the show thesis. I'm just describing one character that's related
Sorry.
to the comment being said.
Fair, 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 fair. All right.
And the
Second.
show's name was All of Us Are Dead.
There you go.
How did you not know All of Us Are Dead, Griff?
Uh, I'm not really up to my Korean TV shows, man.
I believe we've talked about this before.
We
Yeah.
must have, but continue with the comment. The second point is that the noise are so efficient at tracking down people that 99% of the time, by the time Symphogears arrive, there's nobody left in the area, either killed or bunkered down. Okay, so yeah, further reason to not stand by recording the noise. It is fatal for your health. More so than other natural disasters. Uh, The exception was, of course, the flashback concert. But even nowadays, concert stadiums are starting own restrictions to stop them getting recorded. So it's not really strange that they wouldn't really get much out of it. Especially since by the time Kanade transformed, people were already too busy trampling each other to get out of the way to notice. Hibiki was the only one who panic froze.
Honestly, though, I'm confused by the first half and the second half. In
Yeah,
that it's a natural
by
disaster.
everything.
No, it's just that both of these things are not together. If it's a natural disaster that everyone knows about, then what would it matter if people recorded it?
I guess it's more evidence about what it is and what's happening, and even the Symphogears is very unlikely to get out just because there are lots of people dying and nobody wants to die specifically to try to get a single snapshot.
Right. But this paragraph here is all about the noise, not the Symphogears.
Hmm.
So if everybody knows about the noise, that they're a natural disaster, that there's no point in recording it because they all know about it,
Mhm.
then what does it matter that the concerts don't let you take your phone in?
The in-universe documentary is going to be very hard to film. That's all I'm going to say. So she's not talking while singing. She's just thinking while singing. I know it's weird, but she is in fact capable of thinking. I don't know. doing two things at once is beyond me.
Well, she's
She's way smarter than I am now. This is true. This
doing
is
a
a
lot
fact.
more than two things at once because she's also fighting and then
Fighting and trying to win someone over at the same time, and they're doing a lot of stuff. They're good at it. But yeah, no, singing while thinking makes sense. Senki Zasho Symphogear, the full title, translates to the superb song of the Valkyrie Symphogear, but everyone just calls it Symphogear. Yeah, checks out,
including us.
including us. Uh, Evil Lady was specifically only speaking English over the phone, likely more to tie her to the earlier mention of the US's hacking attempts and the attack on the minister later the episode. Oh yeah, 100%. She is completely involved with it and probably orchestrated it. Like there's no doubt. Uh, Hibiki is really dumb, and everyone else couldn't see through the smoke, so it's a weirdly valid way to hide it. Especially after seeing Genjuro's strength, it would seem it's just a normal thing. What part of the episode was that about? You
Ah, ah,
uh,
Bill Space Griff.
what? Uh, but yeah,
You're
I
not
guess
doing a good
people are
job.
just what? Hey, I don't know. Sorry, you caught me off guard. But yeah, no, the people being casually superpowered is still honestly hilarious to me. I don't get tired of it. People just go, yeah, no, we have superpowers, but also we'd get carbonized if we tried to stop these things. So we just kind of don't, you know. Let's see. Oh right, we also have our last time. Let's go ahead and see what happened last time on episode 8. No shadows in the sunlight. Whilst having a walk, Miku encounters Chris, who had become exhausted from being chased by the noise, and decides to help nurse her back to health. As Chris explains her troubled childhood to Miku, a noise alert appears, with Chris blaming herself for bringing them here. When Chris is trouble transforming, Genjuro appears to defend her whilst she transforms and leads the noise away. Meanwhile, Hibiki encounters Miku at an Okonomiya shop owner as they are trapped by an octopus-like noise who detects noise. Oh, that's hard to say. After apologizing to Hibiki, Miku decides to lead the noise away and give Hibiki a chance to transform, arriving just in time to defeat the noise and save Miku. After Miku confesses the reason she was angry was because she was fearful for Hibiki's safety, the two make up with each other, and then they kiss. Uh, so yeah, that basically covers what happened last time. We resolved the I'm mad at you arc. Chris is slowly becoming more and more helpful and will probably change teams. I mean, that's just where I see the narrative era going. And what else do we have here on the table?
So that last
Well,
comment was from the bottom of Darker, which was episode
mhm,
5.
the bottom of Darker, episode 5. Oh, that was a bit ago. That was where the Durandal activates and such.
It should be noted, I guess, for the sake of our audience here. We're recording episode 9 right now, but you who are watching this on YouTube are just about to see episode 6. That's
Mhm.
the difference between, say, the Patreon and the YouTube.
Yeah, we got a schedule lined up. We record things ahead of time, and we just try to keep up with stuff as best we can. All right. So, going into the episode, then, what kind of thoughts do you got, Theta?
Well, I had written out some thoughts like a week ago or longer, probably around the time I was doing my 4-page thesis on The Witch from Mercury. Uh,
Hmm.
I think I was just bullet pointing these. Symphogear is actually a show about communication. Did you get that, Griff?
No, no way. That makes sense.
Tsubasa was trained from a young age just to fight. She's not good at communicating her feelings and seems to want to just push them down. Well, I was like, I've poorly. There we go. Chris was in a toxic relationship that has not only pushed her away from others, but has also given her poor expectations of how to be treated.
Hmm.
Hibiki is the most normal of them all, but since she's under an NDA, she has difficulty in directly communicating with her friends that are not in the loop.
Right.
And Kanade was the only one that seemed to really grow out of the loop. Her family was killed by the noise, and she turned into a revenge hellion because of it, but seems to have eventually grown into a person that reaches out to help others to such a degree that she sacrificed herself to save Abiki. So I think my main point there was that Symphogear is a show about a bunch of people who have difficulty communicating, and the one person who was good at it, sacrificed their life. Each one of them
Oh
has a
no.
completely different communication problem.
The
Or
central factor of the polycule is gone, and now it all tumbles around.
was never a polycule.
I know. Well, there are a couple of relationships going on. We'll see how it pans out.
No, at best it was a bunch of pairings.
Yeah, this is true. This is
And
true.
most of them never at the same time.
But yeah, a show about the main characters have to sing all the time is about communication. Yeah, that totally fits as a nice little metaphor.
Well, I mean, more so, like I said, that they have difficulty communicating, and each of their difficulties is based on a different problem, or at least
Right.
background. Like, Chris doesn't have so much a problem communicating, she has a problem with relationships, which has caused her to have different expectations of how those relationships will happen, which thus means she communicates differently and thus not helpfully.
She communicates with violence and bonking children.
Well, more so like in the last episode where, or was it the episode before that, where Ibiki's friend takes her in
Yeah,
and is helping her
that was last
out,
episode.
and she's so unused to friendly interaction with people that she doesn't know how to handle it.
Right, yeah, she short circuited for a little while until she eventually got used to it a little bit. But she definitely understands Genjuro, and I'm going to fight these things. You fight over there.
Because she did all the work.
Yep.
Hibiki
Uh,
saw that there was like 17 flares going on, fought one, and said, "I'm done." Didn't even check back in. Well,
it's okay.
Chris,
As
with
we
her
clarified,
Gatling gun,
everyone's
handled
already
everything.
dead, so her job's done. Let's see. What about the upcoming episode? What are your thoughts? What are your expectations and hopes? What do you want to see?
Well, what are your thoughts? Reed's thoughts. Cool. So, what are your thoughts?
Sorry, we gotta constantly segue back and forth here. So my expectation for the upcoming episode is that, as I said before, Chris is probably going to join the team one way or another. Um, they've already worked together a little bit.
What's the
Now,
other?
the other is that it takes a longer time. Either she joins up immediately, is just like, yeah, no, I hung out with Kanjiro for an hour and we decided to work together, and this is just my job now because I don't actually have any money. Or it takes like 3 episodes or something where she's brooding around the city, shows up when she's needed, and eventually they form a relationship or something, and then she's a part of the team.
So, your thoughts for this episode are that in 3 episodes, she might join the team.
Yeah, we'll get the starter pieces of that plot if that's how it goes. I mean, there is actually a choice to be made, and we'll have to see what they do with the narrative here.
I want to watch the anime where that's not on the table. There are no choices to be made.
No choices to be made. Which show would that be here, real quick?
I want to know the show that's
Oh, that's
both.
just the Matrix movies, I
I want to know
guess.
the show that's both narratively entertaining. This is the second time where I've said show and you've listed a movie.
Sorry. Well, there's the Animatrix.
You are vastly becoming an old man, Griff.
But
Well, the
hey,
only people I know that talk about movies as shows are old people.
well, I've also seen them recently. So, speaking of the Matrix, though, Theta, you have a choice to either watch the show or to not watch the show. But it's not much of a choice, is it? You've already decided. But now the question is, why did you decide?
I have free will, Griff. Don't challenge me.
Oh, do you? Ah, see, you're gonna ask yourself, did you break the vase?
Theta, breaker of chains.
All right, but let's go ahead and watch the episode. I just casually working on a motorcycle. Oh, this is the past. Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say. Because she's still on, like, medical thing, right?
I think she's getting over it now. I think she was still injured as of last episode.
そういうのなんかいいよな。また鼻歌聞かせてくれよな。奏で鼻歌は誰かに聞かせるもんじゃないから。
Usually people tell me to shut up when I start humming.
So it's during their brief arc where they were in the military?
Yeah, I guess like as the Symphogear program evolved, right?
お疲れ様。チェック終了です。ダメージは完全に回復です。
I want to see that debate, by the way. Where we transition the Symphogear project from the military to the middle school. No, General. I think the PE teacher, are best handled.
If you want to get them trained and ready, I'll do it. I know I'm just a history teacher filling in for PE. Or would it be the opposite way?
You know, it's not even those. No, General. The instructor of chorus, will handle this. I've spent 10 years teaching middle school students how to sing in key.
If there's anyone that can stop the noise and train these children, it's a middle school teacher. They're in high school, though. I think we've... Do I keep asking this literally every episode? I think they're freshmen high school.
They look very young, so I keep thinking they're middle schoolers.
Yeah, they still have, like, very, very small anime look to them. It's not as bad as some other series that we're watching, but it is, it's hard to tell with Miku specifically. The older characters, at least, are taller and look older.
I mean, sure, yeah, if we want to compare them against, like, Maiden Abyss characters.
Yeah,
Rico
where everyone is, like, 4 inches.
Well, Rico is supposed to be, like, 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's middle school, right?
Yes. Yes, it is. The Sentinel song. You got girlfriend privileges to secret information.
I would say you signed off on the NDA, though. Is that you just walk around a base, though?
Again, girlfriend privileges.
立花はこういう性格ゆえ、いろいろ面倒をかけると思うが、支えてやってほしい。いえ、響は残念な子ですので、ご迷惑をおかけしますが、よろしくお願いします。何？どういうこと？響さん。
Yeah, imagine getting badmouthed by your best friend like that.
ぐらがされた気がする。
So it's like it's a rest station in the hallway?
Yeah, I guess this is just like a snack center.
There's a TV and a table, but no chairs.
I kind of see it fairly often with some different, like, planning structures, where you just have, like, a space where people are meant to kind of encounter people, but it's not a place, like, meant for people to linger for very long either. It kind of depends on the business.
Wait, she has a job here?
She's gotta work the computer.
どこから突っ込むべきか迷いますが、とりあえず僕を無視しないでください。
涼子さんもそういうの興味あるんですか？もちろん。私の恋バナ100物語聞いたら夜眠れなくなるわよ。まるで怪談みたいですね。涼子さんの恋バナ。キスとうっとりメロメロおしゃれで大人な銀座の恋の物語。
Let's see what a romance is like. We met at the high school cafeteria together.
恋というより研究一筋であると。命短し恋せよ乙女と言うじゃない。それに女の子の恋するパワーってすごいのか。
I feel like
女の子です
we
か
were getting a couple of serious episodes, and now
私が生物の研究
We're getting the downtime. We gotta relax a bit, relieve the tension.
まあ私も忙しいからここで油売ってられないわ。
自分から割り込んできたくせに
Oh, he's dead.
できる女の条件はどれだけいい恋してるかにつけるわけなのよ。ガールズたちもいつかどこかでいい恋なさいね。じゃあバイ。聞きそびれちゃったね。
She chipped out of story time. How could she?
well, there was that brief flash of what seemed like it was going to turn into an adult story. She was like, "No."
らしくないこと言っちゃったかもね。変わったのか、それとも変えられたのか。
You've already demonstrated that you're a reckless and carefree individual just by the way that you drive. You haven't changed a bit there. The romance object is definitely Genjuro here, though. 100%, right?
指令まだ戻ってきませんね。
メディカルチェックの結果を報告しなければならないのに。
次のスケジュールが迫ってきましたね。
もうお仕事入れてるんですか。少しずつよ。今はまだ鳴らし運転のつもり。じゃあ以前のような過密スケジュールじゃないんですよね。だったら翼さんデートしましょう。デート？
I mean, also, you literally would never know what your schedule would be.
Oh, Genjuro delivering to Chris, I see.
Oh, since we never really declared favorite characters, I'm picking Chris. She's off the table for you.
Fair enough. But, this is the obligatory damn girl you live like this moment. As predicted, she's poor and has nothing.
I don't think Chris could beat this guy in a fist fight.
君の保護を命じられたのは
True.
もう俺一人になってしまったからな。
どうしてここが。
元公安の御用騎馬でね、慣れた仕事さ。差し入れだ。
Yeah, figured you didn't have any money. Thought I'd do you a favor. Thanks for inviting to punch me.
何も持っちゃいないさ。
Look, if you suspect everybody,
雪音正則
you just suspect that the person who just bit into the food had the antidote.
I bit into the antidote section of the place.
死亡したのが8年前。残った一人娘も行方不明となった。その後、国連軍のバルベルデ介入によって事態は急転する。現地の組織に囚われていた娘は発見され保護。日本に移送されることになった。
No, don't share milk.
よく調べているじゃないか。
She's a little too hungry to care, I think.
Milk has a binding property, especially with backwash.
適合者を探すために音楽界のサラブレッドに注目していてね。天涯孤独となった少女の身元引き受け先として手を挙げたのさ。
こっちでも制限かよ。
ところが少女は帰国直後に消息不明。俺たちも慌てたよ。ニカからも相当数の捜査員が借り出されたが、
Genjuro has always planned to adopt her and just did not get the chance.
行方不明という最悪の結末で幕を引くことになった。
何がしたいおっさん。
俺がやりたいのは君を救い出すことだ。引き受けた仕事をやり遂げるのは大人の務めだからな。
大人の務めときたか。余計なこと以外はいつも何もしてくれない大人が偉そうに。
Okay. Chris is no fucks given. Absolutely love it. You chose right, Theta.
I know my character types.
Honestly, Chris is very much you in a role-playing game.
Yep.
I'm gonna do my own thing.
I even took the GM aside.
What's your next option, Theta? There's nowhere to go. I jump out the window. Wait, that wasn't an option. It is now. Oh, here we go. Power pose on the light pole. Oh, all right, the triumphant music kind of ended. Now it's just sad.
And what I mentioned before, there's a big thing in Babylon 5 where an interrogator gives food to a prisoner, and they think it's poison, so the interrogator like samples like everything. At the end of the interrogation, it's like, it's a funny thing about poison. You can eat a little bit of it at a time, and your body will stop.
すっごい楽しみにしてた人みたいだ。誰かが遅刻した分を取り戻したいだけだ。
Wait, was that certain someone you?
Exactly. It's shopping time. Oh, Happy Love.
Oh, I want to watch Isekai.
Yeah, Isekai 0, the penultimate Isekai. You know what? Now I want ice cream. How dare they? So far, this is a pretty fun, happy episode. We're like halfway through and nothing terrible's happened.
Kind of funny you were watching Rose Fon for still frames.
Look, you can't yell at the crane to make it move. Oh gosh, that is the spirit animal right there if I've ever seen one. How would you describe that plushie, Theta?
Pokemon?
I'm thinking Stoned Jackal.
No, it's a Pokemon. In South Park.
Honestly, it probably is. Ah, yes, and all trips end with karaoke. That's right, without your Symphogear, how good are you two at actually singing?
I would assume pretty good. Because you're the one singing, not the Symphogear.
He is, of course, a professional, so we're expecting quality here.
The song's called A Bucket Full of Love, and it has the taste of sin in the words.
He's going for the horny love song here. Ah, there we go. Reminds me of like Urami Bushi from Kill Bill, actually. Like it has like it's in the same genre, I think, because it had like the same tone, kind of instrumental.
You didn't sing a song about it.
It's not true. You didn't learn anything today.
あそこが待ち合わせした公園です。みんなで一緒に遊んだところも遊んでないところも全部翼さんの知ってる世界です。昨日に翼さんが戦ってくれたから今日にみんなが暮らせている世界です。だから知らないなんて言わないで
I
くだ
don't
さい。
understand this scene. She's lived here her whole life, and I understand possibly the point is seeing it in a new perspective, but she was there with the other girl too, who she was happy with, so she should have seen that perspective as well.
She was on army bases working on her motorcycle. She didn't go shopping.
No, she was happy with Kanade. She should have seen the world from this perspective back then too.
It's festival time.
なるほど。
Oh, I hope Eri can go to the festival.
Hey, yeah, remember the last time you went to a concert?
翼さん、ここって。
Oh, give it up. That was 5 years ago.
辛い思い出のある会場だな。ありがとうございます、翼さん。 いくら辛くて
Top
も
Star Music
過
Festival.
去は絶対に乗り越えていけます。そうですよね、翼さん。
There you go. Good on you, Miku, for not being traumatized.
そうありたいと私も思っている。
There we go. This has been all adorable today.
リハーサルいい感じでしたね。トニー・グレイザー氏
It's Celestial
メ
Being.
トロミュージックのプロデューサーです。以前翼さんの海外進
I
出
have an offer for you to
に
pilot one of the Gundam.
He looked a lot like it from the way back.
直接交渉させていただきに来ましたよ。
ミスター・グレイザー、その件については正式に翼さん。
もう少し時間をいただけませんか。
つまり考えが変わりつつあると。そうですね。今の君が出す答えであればぜひ聞かせていただきたい。今夜のライブ楽しみにしていますよ。
You think he's supposed to be American?
With a name like Glazer, yeah, absolutely.
There's also a weird profile thing that I seem to see a lot in anime where Americans are fat but not pronounceably so. So like the Japanese profile is sort of flat, but if an American's like wearing a suit, the suit hangs out a little bit. They don't look fat. There's obviously something underneath going on.
He's actually carrying a gun.
今日の翼さんは自分の戦いに臨んでほしいんです。あの会場で最後まで歌い切ってほしいんです。お願いします。
Alright, choosing hard mode, 1.25 experience bonus there. Oh hey, Chris is getting involved.
I mean, what else does she have to do?
Yeah, I guess that's what she does for fun, basically.
Board, let off steam. I've got these chain guns.
It's good action music. Oh dang, alright, we got some light speed punches going on.
It's a weird thing going on right now. Looks like the noise have guns or something, and they're firing the guns. And then the next scene is them destroying them without the guns going off.
I'll be honest, they don't seem very intelligent. There's definitely a question of, are these noise creatures sentient in any way? And the answer so far is, nah. So yeah, giving up on firing the gun seems like a thing they do.
No, I mean, it's like the thing lights up, like they're firing the gun, and then the very next scene is them getting punched and the gun not going off.
Maybe they skipped a step, or maybe it just got de-energized. But Mega Castle there needs some explanation. I want to know what's up with that thing.
It seems to be they're like bacteria or viruses or something, on like a macro scale.
It's got neon signs on it with kanji.
It's like Big O prepping for
Oh
real.
gosh, sure is. It's showtime.
I don't see any kanji on it.
Okay, I must have just been seeing things with the white noise.
Oh, I hope this isn't another one of her concerts where she sings only one song and then leaves.
To be fair, it's a festival and she's just given a single performance, so... Yeah, it's just her comeback performance. Oh no, she's actually going into a second set now.
こんな思いは久しぶり。忘れていた。
No, she's just talking to the audience.
私はこんなにも歌が好きだったんだ。聞いてくれるみんなの前で歌うのが大好きなんだ。
Not to be
That's
that
fine.
guy, but technically, if she put everything into the song, wouldn't she technically turn into a Symphogear at that point?
I guess it has to be a specific song. Or an intention to do so.
Oh, like opera singers.
Look, I might not know what Pagliacci is singing about, but I still love that.
No, it's the point. Is that they know people in the audience aren't going to know what they're saying, so they put plants in the audience to emote, so you know what you're supposed to be feeling by the other people who are doing stuff.
許すさ。当たり前だろ。
Naturally, the crowd is 3D, but, I can never blame anyone for deciding that they want to 3D up 1,000 people.
But is she just hearing Kanade's voice, or is
I guess
something else
just
going
hearing
on?
it in her head.
Well, we already know that she, imagines her in her head sometimes.
君か。少し早いが今夜は引き上げさせてもらうよ。これから忙しくなりそうだからね。
I know she won't go to America, but we can still sub-license our songs to you for extra profit. We'll take 20% on royalties. Please, come back. Our business.
あいつは敵だぞ。なのにどうして助けちまった。畜生。
Technically, she helped you.
畜生。
Yeah, you did get this scene first there, Chris. That was your fight. To be continued.
Now I'm waiting for when a small boy with a gun shows up.
Oh gosh.
Because my main characters all tend to die the same way.
Well, I think I have the same comments I had before, which is, this was an adorable little episode, I think. It was just a lot of character development, a lot of people figuring out what their relationships are to people. And just a little bit of fighting at the end, which is good.
I mean, I'll say, there was very little character development. It was mostly an emotional episode. The only character development was Chris. Because I'll say, once again, Tsubasa, that scene did not make sense. Because she should have had the same thing with Kanade, because they were both fucking living here.
I feel maybe you aren't getting the emotional core of it, but I will say it does transition from that speech there to her deciding to be on stage and
Not on
say,
stage.
like, yeah, I'm totally in for
Not on
this.
the stage, the whole new world.
Yeah, I know, it
scene.
transitions to that later.
It
That's
doesn't.
what allows her to go do so. Instead of moving on with her life to do
The
something else,
point
she's like, I'll
was-
stay here.
The point was that Hibiki is saying, you haven't given yourself a chance to see this place in this way. It's like a whole new world. And my point is that Kanade and Tsubasa have literally been here the whole time. They've shared moments. They've had this outlook before previously. It's not a whole new world. It's a world she's seen before.
But I think has been indicated previously, she basically exists to fight. So she thinks of everything in that paradigm, and this is where she has let her guard down enough to do something else.
No!
That was our whole arc. That's our whole point. She just wants to fight stuff.
No!
And she had a cool
Kanade-
fighting partner.
Griff, Kanade got her to open up in the past. That was the whole point. Is that what Hibiki is doing now, Kanade did for her in the past. Which is why she misses Kanade so much, because she was the first person to do that for her. Which is what I'm getting at, is that she's been opened up before. She's seen this. She's been there. This isn't a whole new world for her. This is, hey, see a whole new world again in the Latin part 2. She's been here. This
A
isn't
whole new
new.
world reprise.
This isn't new.
So I guess just to end the thought, they definitely didn't look like a shopping couple to me, but that's just me. They have other interests. But anyway, the rest of the episode, so we are getting the 3-episode arc with Chris. They are going to be at a distance, constantly helping, and eventually get involved once, of course, they make friends a bit more. So at least that part's coming true.
Yeah, it's a bit weird of a thing to be right about, right? What's coming up next in this episode? Well, what I anticipate having in this episode is 3 episodes from now.
It's part of the setup, you see. We didn't get the romance of our scientist. We didn't get her story. I'm still betting it has something to do with Genjiro.
I'm still not 100% sure she's not the villain.
That could also be true, which will also make Genjiro fighting the local villain even more awkward, right?
I mean, again, the whole she sped down the cliffside with a case with blood on it just after that event happened, and that woman's mansion thing is on a cliffside.
And she doesn't want to talk about what her romantic relationships are because they involve a lot of whipping people in her palace, and she also has weird force field powers. There's a lot we need to know about this character. We just haven't gotten an explanation. She's just there being weird. That's all she's doing. And also kicking our assistant in the face. What further thoughts do you have, Theta? What was your favorite part of the episode? Aside from defenestration, I know that's the answer.
I think you're counting on the fact that I wouldn't know that defenestration is the act of throwing somebody out of a window. But
I'm counting that you do.
Chris jumped out of a window. She wasn't thrown, so that's not defenestration. So
Fair.
I will say it's when Chris jumped out of a window.
But aside from that, anything else? Because we've gone over the parts you didn't like.
What didn't I like?
The you've been here before, see things in a different way speech.
I said it didn't make sense. Oh my
Exactly.
God, is this why everybody in the audience hates me?
So what do you like then?
Did I think that everything I complain about is something I don't like? I can like something and complain about it. That's not unique to me.
So you have it on record here. He liked the speech actually.
No, I said it didn't make sense. I didn't like it. I just I didn't hate it. It would have been a better scene to me if we had a flashback between Tsubasa and Kanade where that was being said, and she's just like standing there with Hibiki and just remembering it, and just like, because she looks at Hibiki and sees Kanade sometimes, that sort of thing. So that would have played better to me if she's standing there with Hibiki and Hibiki's all happy and they're like had a good day together, and then she flashbacks to a time where her and Kanade were standing there together, and Kanade is talking about a whole new world, because that makes more sense to me narratively and to the characters than, I mean, Hibiki could still say that, but it's nonsense because to Tsubasa, yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it, and I literally had a friend who opened my eyes to what the world could be, and she's literally still talking to me. Maybe I should actually talk to somebody else about that. So,
right,
yeah.
right.
I mean, like I said, it's not so much that Hibiki couldn't be saying that. Obviously, she could. She's that kind of character. But to Tsubasa, that does not make sense.
All right, then. So, I think in that case, we're going to go ahead and end it off here for today. This has been Stoneface Reactions, everyone. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we'll catch you next time. See you around. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. this too goofy?